And we're back, the Seven Rivers Racing Show here in KQEG, highlighting racing action in Western Wisconsin. Whether it's Wisconsin Dells, Lacrosse, Toma, Trempealeau, we're going to have it covered for you here. I do want to mention, though, as we get back to our conversation with Harley Jankowski on today's program, if you have a question or a comment about the program, or a question for Harley Jankowski, or maybe even a tech question, if you're a young driver, or maybe even not a driver that watches a show that has some questions about this piece or this part, or how do you drive this, Al got a perfect way for people to do it this year.
We do, Dan. We have set up a website for anyone who is looking to ask a question of the show, of the drivers, even of the officials out at the racetrack, and we'll do our best to have them answered here online or on the show. And you can go online, the internet, and you can go to fansarena.com/7riversracingshow.html. And we will put that graphic up here for everybody to write it down if they would like. Again, that's fansarena.com/7riversracingshow.html, and it's the number 7. Not 7 written out, it's the number 7. And we would definitely love to hear your comments and hopefully help out everybody out there who's looking to get into racing, who just needs to have that little question answered.
And if you're a sponsor that's maybe looking at getting into the form of how do I sponsor a race car or a certain driver, you can also drop us a note on the website right there, and we can answer those questions and maybe guide you in the right direction if you want to put some money maybe towards a racer or a race team this year. Harley Jankowski back to join us, drives a late model, Thunderstock, and a Hornet. First off, let's talk about the late model. I know that it's got a little history behind that car, and with about a 3 or 4 man band, it takes quite a while and quite a bit to keep that late model up.
Yeah, you gotta make sure all your ride heights are right and make sure the oil's good and check the wheel bearings and do them every couple weeks or so.
Now, how much time do you actually have to spend on not 1 but 3 race cars during a week's time?
Usually I only work on the other 2 about a week prior to when I'm going to run them. Otherwise, it's all focused on the late model.
And obviously, your dad, Kurt, is right there watching what's going on as well.
Yeah, he does mostly like all the motor work and training and that stuff, and I do like the body work and stuff like that.
How many evenings a week do you work on it during the racing season?
During the racing season, depends. Usually if it's a good week and you don't wreck it all, just a couple nights, 2 or 3. But if you wreck, then it's every night trying to get it back to what it was.
As you get closer to the season, how many hours are you putting into it each week, like this week, and then as each week goes along over the course of the next month?
Well, sometimes you gotta, like, now I was waiting for my drive shaft to get done, and I gotta go pick that up, and then we can put the motor and tranny in finally.
And you've got a convenience here in Western Wisconsin, and I know this talking to a lot of drivers, that there's a lot of different stores and shops and body shops in the local vicinity that if you do need a quick part or a quick piece to a car or the powder coating or whatnot, you have some locations right here where you don't have to go out of state or drive 4 or 5 hours to get what you need.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like most of the time I just come here across the DCA and they almost got everything. And if not, they can order it.
And that's probably the best place for a racer to go around here is DCA. Not necessarily to plug them, but they really do a great job in keeping the racers on the racetrack on race night.
And that's DCA Race Fab just between Onalaska and Lacrosse on Highway 53.
Yes.
If I'm correct right there.
Has the big race car on the building.
Yes, yes. So you have 3 cars. How many are ready to go right now?
0.
You're getting kind of close. I think as I looked at the weather forecast this week, you're going to start seeing it get in the mid-50s. Does that really, when there's snow on the ground, you really don't think, oh, yeah, I want to go racing, but it's still going to be quite a while. When we start getting those warmer temperatures, then do you really start thinking, hey, it's almost racing season?
Yeah, and it's like you gotta get stuff done. So I look at my car now and it's like, oh, we only got like 5 weeks and it's gotta be done. Sponsorship-wise,
I know the economy has really taken a toll on lots of folks here over the past couple of years. That's why I kind of applauded you for coming out. It was about a year and a half ago. I knew you were going to run late models. Last year, ran the entire season on a very limited budget. But I really applauded someone like yourself that did what they could do to get the funds available to actually race an entire season. You got some sponsors this year.
Yeah, I got one sponsor, Martin's Trucking out of Wilton and Toma.
And otherwise, it's what you and Dad and friends and family have.
Yeah.
Do you find that a challenge, being on a limited budget? I know a lot of folks say that they have a harder time competing. Al and I have talked about this with Albert, his son Albert Losi that runs as well, that you feel that you just don't have, I don't have the funds, so I can't stay up front, or I can't run with the big guns. But I don't think that's necessarily true.
No, you gotta know the right people, and they'll help you get the right stuff for like cheaper. Like say they'll have some extra things laying around, and like the Holzhausens, they mostly help us out. And now I've been talking to Jay Herbst, and he's helping me out.
And that's why I love some of the awards they give away at the Lacrosse Speedway Banquet is the extra lap award, or it's not just who's winning and who's bringing home the checkered flag wins. It's the other things that happen. Talking about that, you picked up the competition award, or one of the competition awards at the 2010 banquet. Talk about that.
Oh, actually, I wasn't expecting to get anything when I went to the banquet. I was surprised. I guess I surprised everyone with jumping from a Thunderstock into the late model. Everyone was impressed with my performance.
Well, when you can run in the top 14, you finish the points in the top 15 right off the bat, which is not bad at all. When you look at the points last year, you had probably 35 to 40 that actually appeared in the late model class. I think there was a total of 51 cars.
51.
Now, some of those only raced once.
Right.
But again, if you look at the majority of the list right here, you've got probably, I would say, up to 26 drivers that were there on a regular basis. And to finish in the top 14 is fantastic. Harley Jankowski will be back this year. He drives the 195 Hornet, and you'll see him. That's the orange Honda with the deer antlers on top, which I just love.
It'll be green and yellow this year.
It's going to be a pack. You're still going to have the antlers, though?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to have the antlers. And you're going to see him back out in the 95 in his late model, and Kurt and family working as hard as they can down in the pits. And that's going to wrap up another show. What's the website again? If folks have some questions for Harley, or even some tech questions, or if you're a sponsor out there thinking, hey, I've got some dollars to spend, how do I do it?
You just go to the internet, go to fansarena.com/7riversracingshow.html.
And of course, that'll be on your screen here as well. Next week, we've got more guests as the anticipation gets a little bit closer again. This weekend, Saturday, out at the Excalibur Speedway in Toma, from 10 until noon. You can drop off your driver registration forms if you want to. They're $40, cash or money order. And March 23rd is a Wednesday, and you can stop out at Fox Hollow. 5 o'clock, the doors will open. 6 o'clock, the meeting will get underway for the Lacrosse Fairground Speedway. I know Harley will be out there. You may be out there.
Yes.
You have a little interest in racing.
Yep.
All righty. That's going to do it for the program. I want to thank Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, West Side Pharmacy, or West Salem Pharmacy, Home and American Legion, and Lost Lake Beer, sponsors of the program. We will be back next week with another guest. For Al Losi, I'm Dan Dyker. This is the Seven Rivers Racing Show right here on KQEG TV.